Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine HyVee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
Hello, friends. Welcome back. Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. Good to be with you. It is Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday, the 3rd of June. We're inside the Market Grill Express, which is open for business. So keep that in mind. If you're looking for breakfast or lunch, come and see us in here. I'm going to mention a couple of things, and then we're going to get rocking and rolling. We have two guests this morning. We have a local Dollar Days ad that's on the back page of this week's Discover Muscatine newspaper. That's where you can find it. You can also see it on the screen here. So this is at this store and at Hy-Vee Main Street downtown, which is very cool. So take a look at those deals. They're good through Sunday, June 7th. It's so weird saying June still. So from Hy-Vee chunk light tuna to salad mix, bakery bread, shredded cheese, English muffins, Hy-Vee dips. The cheese curds are the best, man, from Wisconsin. Those are so good. Also Cliff Bars, popcorn, batteries. Everybody needs batteries, right? Inevitably, you probably have that drawer in your house with batteries in it. We definitely have a giant like Ziploc bag in my house that has AA and AAA batteries inside of it. So that's a good looking ad. Check it out and then come and see us and we'll get you all taken care of. Chef Scott is rocking and rolling with lunch and dinner. So I want you to look at this menu and then I want you to come have lunch and dinner with Chef Scott. So this is going to be each week, Chef Scott doing a lunch on Wednesday, lunch on Thursday, Friday dinner, Saturday dinner. So today is Wednesday. He's doing a healthy lunch shrimp taco wrap with Baja marinated shrimp, cilantro, honey lime crema, served with fresh salsa, black bean, and jicama slaw. His Thursday lunch is a 4-cheese grilled cheese. So if you're a grown-up and you like grilled cheese, this is like a grilled cheese on the next level. You can see that it's going to come with some seasoned fries featuring some Henning's cheese, which is our cheese of the month. And then on Friday, Friday night dinner here in the Market Grill Express, short ribs, braised short ribs, absolutely fantastic. I promise you this would be the best entree in Muscatine, prepared by a professional chef here at the store. $15.99, braised short ribs served with mashed potatoes, ready to go. And then Saturday, Copper River salmon with salsa verde, or verde, I should say that right. Some of these words are fancy, okay? And I'm not a fancy person. So there's Chef Scott. He's doing a good job, and I'm looking forward to seeing his creations. It's just fun to see what that guy can put together. His short ribs, like you just touch them with the fork. You almost just put the fork by the short ribs, and they just fall apart. That's how tender they are. Okay, so as I mentioned, we're in the Market Grill Express. We've been in here, but we're open for business. You can come in, have breakfast, watch the show, come in for lunch, dinner, whatever you need. We'll get you taken care of. All right, so speaking of places that have been open, operating a little bit different, and then last weekend, back in the saddle, Palms 10 Movie Theater here in Muscatine. Travis Gadel is the general manager. He's on the show. He's back with us. And Travis, it was last weekend, right?
Yep.
Was it last Friday? Was that the first day that you were reopened?
Last Friday was the first day we were open.
Did you have like balloons for the first customers that walked in?
We should have. I didn't even think about that. Man.
Like you just had a baby pool full of popcorn. You're like,
Right.
Here you go. And they're like, oh, I don't need that much. And you're like, you're getting it. Did it feel good to have people back at the Palms 10 watching movies?
It was weird. Like, it's been, I mean, like,
Yeah.
I've been there for 2 months. Like,
Sure.
just like basically by myself, doing popcorn to go. So it was weird actually seeing people in the building again, but it was really nice. It was really fun. We had a few, like, just trying to reinvent the wheel. We had a few hiccups with like, oh no, this is how we're doing things, with like some of our staff, just learning the new way that they have to do their job. But once we kind of got into the roll of things really went smoothly, lots more smoothly than I was expecting.
Good. Well, and it's exciting to have the Palms 10 back open. It's another signal that things are going to get back to normal, and maybe it won't go back to normal fully, but it'll happen, and it'll happen slowly, and that's okay. So the Palms 10 open for business. I just want to refresh people with how things have changed as far as when they go to see a movie. And then I want to talk about some of these films that are going to be coming out on Friday. So somebody goes to see a movie, what do they need to know about that? What experience will be a little bit different for right now?
All right, so first off, we're going to do it's not a very intrusive, but a very short health screening. We're not taking your temperature, we're not requiring masks or anything, but we are just asking a few questions just to make sure that people who are coming in are generally healthy, or feeling healthy at least, just as a general way to try and slow the spread a little bit. And then we're going to have people helping customers get seated in the theater to make sure that we're maintaining social distancing throughout the theater. So those are going to be the two main things that are different. We might not have as many registers open. The registers that you would normally expect to be open probably aren't going to be open. Okay. But just in general, it's going to be just a few questions and somebody helping you get seated, and then maybe an employee coming around and be like, hey, you're getting a little close to the person in front of you or something like that. Can you just take a step back?
Well, I think most places have been practicing social distancing, so hopefully for folks that are watching that are going to go to the Palms, it's nothing. I voted yesterday, and when I voted, there were signs on the floor that said, please stand here. Okay, I've seen those in a ton of different places. So that's really nothing new. What's interesting, and the last time you were here, you kind of had alluded to the fact that when the theater reopened, you might have movies like Sonic the Hedgehog and Trolls. Yep. And then you sent me a text. Was it Monday?
I think it was Monday.
So Travis sends me a text, and it's just a picture of an advertisement with movies that are playing at the Palms. And at first glance, you're like, oh, okay. And then I thought, does that say Raiders of the Lost Ark? And then I kept reading, and I was like, does that say Ferris Bueller's Day Off? And then I was like, does that say The Jerk? So you're showing classic movies at the movie theater.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's no new movies coming out. Right. So we have to fill it with something. Sure. And starting on Friday, we're going to have some pretty awesome classic movies coming out. You listed 3 of them, and there was one more, the one that I'm probably the most excited about, The Goonies.
Goonies!
So
yes. Brad, I think I sent that in an email. It's like a black and white ad. So if you've wanted to see, so I was born in 1983. I did not see Ferris Bueller in movie theaters. I've not seen Goonies in movie theaters. I'm pretty sure I didn't see Raiders of the Lost Ark, even though my dad did take us to a lot of PG-13 R-rated movies over the years. This is your chance to see one of your favorite movies on the big screen. And as someone that has been able to do that at the Palms over the years, I got to see Field of Dreams, Sandlot, Back to the Future Part 2, Dark Knight, which is only 12 years old or whatever. It's such a fantastic experience. Yep. Because you're like, well, you've probably seen these movies 100 times on a 42-inch screen or a 65-inch TV or whatever you have. But when you're in the theater, Travis,
you can change that 65 inches to 65 feet.
Right. It's so fantastic. So I just want people to understand, you have a chance to see these films on the big screen, and maybe it's never happened. Or maybe, it's I want to take my kids to see The Goonies. Yeah. Goonies, that's a movie everybody should see.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a classic.
Yeah. Do we have the black and white ad? We don't have it? Okay. I'll airdrop it. So with that being said, did they tell you hey, this is what we're going to do? Or how is that communicated? Because again, to your point, most of the movies for 2020 have been pushed until next year, and that's okay. So they're we're going to dip into the libraries of these classics? So,
yeah, they kind of alluded to it a little bit. They didn't really give us any really close details as to what was actually going to be happening. Sure. And that, just as a heads up for everybody, that's pretty close to what it's going to look like. I think we did have a slight change on that, so it could be slightly different than what you're seeing on screen. But
as far as the show times?
Showtimes, the only thing I'm not 100% sure of, they were originally going to have Ghostbusters. Gotcha. And it's not on there because it happened after they sent that ad out, but before they sent something else. So I'm not 100% sure what they replaced.
So the best thing would be to go to your website. But this is, look at this. This is 2020. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. You could see it this weekend on the big screen, or The Jerk, or Mighty Oak. Like, this is fantastic.
But yeah, I sent it to you just maybe within 5 minutes after I had after I had seen it. So I was still like, oh my gosh, we're getting the Goonies.
And this is
we're getting Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Right.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
And it's so nice because I'm a little bit older than Travis, but you can appreciate how iconic these movies are. My boss, Matt Schweitzer, who's on vacation, watching the show right now on Facebook, says, let's go, Tone, I'll buy the snacks. If you're buying, I'm in. I want to see all of these movies. Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, just seeing it in that, on the XL screen, Travis. How big is your XL screen?
63 feet.
63 feet.
It's been so long since I've had to say that. I might have forgotten. If I'm wrong, I apologize.
But the XL theater has that Dolby Atmos sound. So you're going to get to watch Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones on a 63-foot screen. That's why Travis is here, because we love the Palms 10 movie theater. And when you sent me that text, it's just great.
I'm just so excited.
I know. It's so fun to be able to do this. So from Ferris Bueller's Day Off to the Goonies to the Jerk, Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Like, if you're listening and watching this show, please get to the Palms this weekend and see it. Those are just timeless.
Yeah, and for those people who are just worried about like there being big crowds and everything, they're not that big.
Sure.
Just like any time you came in, most people who came in this last weekend were in the theaters by themselves.
Wow.
I mean, there wasn't that many times where we had more than a single group in a theater. So
that's a good point. And also, you're practicing, as you mentioned earlier, social distancing. So even in the XL screen, which is the biggest one you have, if you're thinking, man, I want to see Indiana Jones, but I don't know how, you're going to have. So if I'm in a seat here, if Travis and I are sitting next to each other at the Palms, there would be 2 seats on either side of us open, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so just think of it that way, right? There's the website, and make plans to go. Are there different ticket prices for those classic films?
Oh, yeah. All of our movies right now, if they're out to the point where they could potentially be on streaming, then they will be $5.50, our bargain day price.
Smokes.
So it does. I mean, everything's a discount right now as far as tickets go.
So does that mean I could see Ferris Bueller for $5.50? I'm so in.
Yep.
Like, my wife and I were talking about trying to, do something this weekend. And when I got that text, I was like, hey. And she's like, we've seen all those movies. And I'm like, but not on the big screen.
Yeah.
So I think if we go out to dinner, and then I'm like, all right, so we went to the place you wanted to go for dinner. Now can we go see insert awesome classic movie? So the release dates for these are this Friday, June 5th, and they're going to be at the Palms till when?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know if we're going to do it for a week.
Okay.
I don't know if we're going to do it for multiple weeks.
That's exciting.
So at this point in time, I foresee it being a week.
Okay.
We have the pleasure of having 10 screens, so we have a lot more movie screens we have to fill. So if something's doing really well, we'll probably keep it for a little bit longer. But
that's great.
I would not hold my breath on it being, 2-3 weeks. It might be a week, it might be multiple weeks. I don't know yet.
And then after the run of Goonies, Indiana Jones, The Jerk, would you then think you'd get more classic films?
Yeah.
Possible? Oh my!
No, they're already looking into the libraries to see what else we can get. So this is just phase one. Like this isn't. I mean, this might not even be the best things that we get yet. And that's hard for me to say because these are some of the best movies I can remember from my childhood.
Come on, yeah.
So
I mean, they just did. So Josh Gad, who's an actor, does the voice of Olaf in the Frozen films, right? So Josh Gad has done this. This series on YouTube called Reunited Apart, and they're using Zoom, and he's bringing back casts from classic movies. And the first one he did was Goonies. I think it was the first one, and Sean Astin was there, and everybody, the entire Chunk was there. I don't know the actor's name that plays Chunk, but the whole cast was there. Josh Brolin, and it's just I think Steven Spielberg popped in. That's one of those movies that is so iconic. But the same can be said like I grew up in the Chicago suburbs. So
Yeah.
Ferris Bueller could have been, my friend Marty was kind of like Ferris Bueller. Always trying to scheme and like, I definitely remember my friend Marty like doing a fake voice to call my friend Emmett in sick. Like, this is Mr. Ryan, my son Emmett is going to be sick today. And then we went like sledding or something. So what I'm getting at is like if you grew up with those movies, they're kind of like rites of passage, And my oldest son is 8. And yeah, I think he would maybe dig Goonies. Maybe not ready for Ferris Bueller yet.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. This could be a shared experience for people, right?
Yeah, and I mean, when else are you going to get the chance to see them in theaters? Like these aren't movies that show up in theaters very often. So.
No, unless you have a time machine, and if you do, please let me know. I know somebody in Illinois City has a DeLorean. Unless you have a time machine and you're going back to 1980, whatever.
Back to the Future.
You're not going to be able to see these movies. So this is your opportunity, and that's why Travis is here, because I was so excited. And I know I'm not the only person that loves going to the theater. So you got to check out Palms 10 Facebook page, website. Website, I feel like, Travis, something that we've talked about for years is your website is where people should go for the correct show times always.
Yes.
Sometimes Google could have them wrong.
And So the biggest thing to remember now too is when you look up the Palms Theater, you need to make sure if you see that location button on there.
Yeah, Brad, let's hit that locations button because you're about to say something.
Yep, you're going to drop down and you have Muscatine, Palms 10 Theater.
Right.
If you look up the Palms 10 Theater, right next to Muscatine there though,
there's
another Palms Theater.
Sure.
It's in Waukee, Iowa.
So you need to make sure it says Muscatine Palms 10 at the top like it
Yep.
does. Okay.
And you'll see our building. Like you can see that nice big bright yellow building right there. That's the building that you're going to want to see in the picture. You want it to be Muscatine's Palms 10 Theater, not the Waukee's Palms 10 and IMAX. So that's how you're going to make sure you're going to get the right times. And they cannot be wrong. They could potentially change slightly if I had accidentally scheduled something wrong.
Yeah.
But for the most part, that's not going to be too far off because this website is pulling directly from the website, or it's pulling directly from our computers that we sell the tickets on.
So, Brad, let's do this. Let's click on Friday the 5th right there where it says select a date, and we'll just kind of show people exactly what we're talking about. So here's the FridleyTheaters.com website. We selected Palms 10 Muscatine. This is exactly what's showing. You've got Mighty Oak. You've got The High Note.
These are based off a release date, so the good movies are at the bottom now.
Right. You can see Trolls World Tour, so maybe you have kids that haven't seen Trolls in theaters. I Still Believe. Here's The Way Back, Ben Affleck movie. Sonic the Hedgehog, which is very entertaining. They just announced they're doing a sequel to that. And look at Ferris Bueller. Come on. Look at that. I like how it says that it's in 2D.
Yep.
Thanks for clarifying.
Just in case you didn't know, Ferris Bueller's in 2D.
It's not in 3D. Look at the old poster. Oh, come on. So, Brad, zoom out just a hair if you don't mind. So, 4:45 and 7:45. Again, this is for this Friday. You can see Ferris Bueller at the Palms 10 movie theater. Let's scroll a little bit and see what's below Ferris. The Goonies, 4:30 and 7:30. You should just make plans to be at the theater on Friday, I mean, probably the whole weekend. Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, 4 and 7 o'clock. Oh my gosh! And then The Jerk.
There could be earlier times on Saturday and Sunday for those as well.
Steve Martin, The Jerk, which is a classic comedy, 4, 7, and 9:30. That's another one of those movies. Maybe don't take the kids to that one unless they're a little bit more mature. But that's really exciting. So I definitely encourage folks to keep an eye out on the website and social for sure. And then the other thing I want to mention, and it's you point this out in that advertisement, that black and white advertisement, that you also have curbside popcorn to go.
Oh, yep. We do have
for people that are maybe not feeling comfortable going into the theater, but they still want to get movie theater concessions.
Yep.
Okay.
And if you guys want to grab something to go and you're like, I just don't really feel comfortable like paying over the phone, like our curbside requires, you are welcome to come into the theater, grab popcorn to go. You can come in, grab your popcorn, grab beer, drinks, whatever. Take it back home for your at-home movie if you wanted to watch a different Indiana Jones movie. Raiders of the Lost Ark wasn't your thing. we've got.
I wanted to watch Temple of Doom. What do you mean? No, but that's a good point. I mean, you can get it to go.
You can get it to go, and then if you guys, if you don't want to actually go into the theater to get your popcorn, we have our curbside available. We just have to do it we'll just have to do the payment over the phone. So we still can't accept cash for that.
Listen, I picked up the other day curbside at the Palms. It's so easy. You've got like a giant carrier thing. I did, 2 large popcorns, a couple of ices for the kids, and I was on the way. Pulled right up to the building. It was brought out to me. I felt super lazy. I gotta be honest. I felt lazy, but I loved it at the same time because I don't live too far from the Palms. And then my kids were so excited. They were like, 2 popcorns? I'm like, right, so you can't fight. Yeah. That's why I got 2. And then the big popcorn has that lid, which is designed for sharing.
We got these new lids, so they're a little bit more sturdy than the other lids that we had.
Even newer lids?
Yeah, they're even newer. Oh. So like they like click on, and when they're like on, like I literally like my staff was freaking out. I took it, picked it up, I lit it, and was like shaking it like aggressively, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's gonna break!" And like it never came off.
All of a sudden, you're gonna become the Dairy Queen of turning popcorn upside down. Well, I mean, listen, if you feel that secure about the lid, maybe that's the... Don't ask for them to turn your popcorn upside down, but that's a good parlor trick you could have, huh?
The thing with it is if they're on right, it's really secure. But sure. Some of the staff, when they came back, they didn't necessarily realize there was 2 levels of getting it on.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, listen, as we wrap up, Travis Gato, Palms 10 Movie Theater General Manager, Palms 10, open for business here in Muscatine. And if you're just tuning in, this Friday, so 2 days from now, they're going to have Raiders of the Lost Ark, The Jerk, Goonies, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and am I missing one, or did I get them all?
That was the 4.
Those are the 4 classic films. Of course, some of the newer movies still there. We showed you Trolls 3D, Sonic the Hedgehog, and keep in mind 99% of the movies that were supposed to come out this year got pushed, save for maybe next month with Christopher Nolan's epic Tenet, which seems like it's going to be released, which is really exciting.
And depending on if that one comes out or not, I think they require 75% of the theaters in the world to be open if they're going to release that. If that one gets released, then Wonder Woman, I think, is going to be released this year still.
That's exciting.
But I think it really depends on what happens with Tenet. Everybody's just assuming that if Tenet gets pushed, Wonder Woman's going to get pushed. And
well, that's fair enough.
If Wonder Woman gets pushed, and it's basically going to be Christmas before we see anything new.
Sure, which is wild to think about. So there's showtimes for today. And again, starting this Friday, you can see the classic film Goonies, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, The Jerk, or Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
And keep an eye out for some deals that might be coming along with the Curbside To Go program as well. So I don't know. Nothing's confirmed yet for me, but they are talking about it. So keep an eye on Facebook to see what happens there.
All right. Please keep me posted on future awesome old movies coming back. And I just have to try and see what I mean, I know if I had it my way, I would just see all the movies. I would just, because they're all great. But it's going to be a tough call between Goonies and Ferris Bueller. I'd have to see, since I am married, you kind of have to go 50-50. Honey, what movie do you like? And if she says, I don't care, then I'm picking. Then I'm going to make the executive decision. Thank you for coming in. Keep me updated, and thank your staff for all their hard work. Again, it's been a trying 2 months. But again, please, if you're watching, Palms 10 Movie Theater, open for business, and it's a great place to go support. Have a good rest of your day. You probably need an umbrella. Do you have an umbrella? It's raining pretty good right now.
Oh, yeah. I parked pretty close.
Okay, good. All right, Travis is going to be okay. He's not going to melt, all right? All right, let's go CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam. We'll get Travis out of here looking inside the store right near aisle number 2. You can see some of our online shopping folks getting after it. Thanks, buddy. And we're going to talk to our friend Nicole Sorgenfry with the United Way of Muscatine in just a moment. So we're doing the show live. It's just after 9 o'clock in the morning, and it's pouring rain right now. So hopefully if you're watching this tonight on MPW Channel 5, maybe it's not raining. I feel like, it was hot. It was humid yesterday, which is still kind of weird to feel humidity. But we're in June, so we shouldn't be surprised. So I'm okay with a little rain. I do feel like last year in June we got a ton of rain, so maybe this will be it for the week. And that's okay. All right, our friend Nicole Sorgenfry is back with the United Way of Muscatine. She's the program director, and it's great to have you here. Did you have an umbrella with you?
No. There's one in my car somewhere.
There's one in somewhere? Like, for sure?
That's how my car is right now.
So I have like 6 kids' umbrellas in the garage.
Oh.
And I found the biggest one this morning, and I totally walked across the parking lot with it, and I was waiting for somebody to make fun of me. But you know what? It kept me dry.
There you go.
Do you have like big United Way umbrellas? Should that be
No.
the next? Shane, what do you think? Large, don't use all the budget on that.
Right.
But because it would get the message out, right?
Yeah. No, I think the one I have is the Merrill one that they gave us like a couple years ago at the chamber dinner. But it's helpful.
It is super helpful. It's just in the car somewhere.
Yeah.
You just got to find it. I get that. How have you been?
Good. How are you?
Good. I feel like your team has continued to be busy. There has
Yes.
been no... Have you taken a day off?
No.
Oh my gosh, you haven't taken a day off this whole time? Like since March?
Right.
No.
And we even worked Good Friday. We did take Memorial Day off.
Okay, so that's good. I guess, and I'm sure that there's things we can talk about that are maybe coming down the pike, but what's the day-to-day continuing to look like for the United Way and taking care of people that are still impacted? Because the thing, of course, people understand still in the midst of the COVID-19 crisis.
Right.
And even though maybe headlines have shifted, there are still folks in Muscatine that are being helped. Probably
There is. Mm-hmm.
Are people getting help today? Is today one of the days?
Mm-hmm. So
Sure.
there's lots of different things that we're doing. What I'm in charge of is the meal program. So I coordinate all the volunteers for our meal program that we have with Salvation Army and MCSA.
Sure.
So we are down to about 240. We're trying to get some of these folks signed up for other programs
Yeah.
that are more continuous, where ours is just a short-term fix.
Sure.
So we're trying to work with them on that, but they're still, we kind of found a new population of poverty that we knew there were seniors in poverty, but
Yeah.
they don't come out. They don't sign up for things. They don't ask for help. And it's kind of that mentality of they've lived through a lot of hard things
Yeah.
they can make through. And so we found them. They came out now, and it's quite interesting.
How many? Yeah, I'm like stopped in my tracks when you said that. How many people are we talking about? I mean, is this?
Well,
I don't need
so
like exact numbers.
For folks
but,
who are over 60, there's
Yeah.
about 160 of them that we're working with.
And-
And I help deliver meals sometimes when we need drivers.
Yeah.
And I see the poverty.
160 people that are 60 plus years old
Mm-hmm.
in our town that we didn't have previously identified as needing help. What
Right.
were
I'm
they-
sure that they were identified some way through
Sure.
Medicare and all those things,
Right.
but they weren't on a meal program. They,
What were they doing? That's devastating.
living day by day.
Yeah. Oh my
But this
gosh.
is the population that has lived through hard times.
Yeah, and listen, I understand.
and-
I mean, I've gotten more stubborn as I've gotten older. I think that's just part of life, or it's
Yeah.
inherited, But that's, Nicole, that's a lot of people. I just wrote down 160, 60 plus, and it's hard to look at that. So when you talk about connecting people, because that's a good point. So short term, the plan is like, yes, we can help, but if you're going to continue to need help, then you kind of got to pool together those resources, right? So talk about some of the resources that are out there, because maybe there's people that are still watching that are still kind of hanging on to that. I don't need to ask for help, but I just hope that they know that it's okay. What type of continuous options are out there for people?
So we have Meals on Wheels, which is a service for the folks who live within the city limits, who can help them get a meal every day, Monday through Saturday. And then we have Milestones, Area
Okay.
on Aging,
Okay.
that they actually do quite a few things, but they also have a meal program. And so for folks inside the city, they do congregate meals during normal times.
Okay.
Normal.
Yeah.
So this would be where seniors can get out of the home and have
Sure.
that social interaction. So like at the Clark House, they would have meal congregate in their cafeteria area there. So now they are actually delivering those meals to those folks.
Sure.
And then they also deliver to the folks who live out in the county, which
Okay.
we have found that there's quite a few of them. So the outlining areas like Nichols, Conesville, West Liberty, Moscow,
Sure.
Wilton. So
Folks that
we
maybe-
are working with those folks
Yeah.
to get those meals through them on that
That's
program.
fantastic. So there's a lot of resources available is a big takeaway. And if you're watching, and if it's not you, but if it's someone you know, as we've said time and time again, it's okay to ask for the help, because that's what it's
It
there
is.
for. I mean,
It
it's-
is.
It's not there to not
Right.
be utilized, right?
And there's food stamps for these folks that have been increased during this time through the government. So there's a lot of little things that we can help them with.
Sure. Well, and again, please, if you're watching, it's been a very busy, I don't even know, what are we at, like 75 days? Have you counted? You probably haven't
No.
counted. Okay, that's
All
good.
I remember is like right before St. Patrick's Day is when all this like hit.
It's very true. Okay, so UnitedWayMuscatine.org website on the screen. What's on your list that you want to go over before I ask questions like anything that's coming down the pike or coming up?
So we talked about how we're transitioning our folks off of our meal program. We
Right.
are going to end that June 19th. We will keep an eye on that program. So if things bump back up and COVID gets worse in our community, we will start that back up.
Okay.
The reason why we started this program is to make sure that our folks who are 60 plus or have underlying health issues stay home.
Sure.
They have that ability to have this program delivered to them and so forth. So we feel that it's getting nicer out. People want to go venture out.
Sure.
We will continue the grocery bags on Thursdays,
Okay.
where we deliver a grocery bag to these folks who are 60 and over or have an underlying health issue to help them get through week by week.
That's good.
It is not a complete meal. It's not a complete grocery list for a week,
Sure.
but it is some things that help them keep their cupboards a little bit fuller.
No, that's
So,
great
yeah.
to hear. And I think, talking about June 19th, so 16 days from now, and it's a positive thing to hear you say we want the numbers to continue to be on the decline and hopes that it continues that way and that there's not a second wave. But you're also prepared to act if we need to. And I think that's a testament to the efforts of the United Way and everybody working so well together. Because we're talking about over 1,000 plus people throughout the Muscatine County area that have been served in one way or another.
Oh, yes.
And what would they have done otherwise? I mean, it's a terrible
Yeah.
thing to think about. Okay, so then after June 19th, it's so weird. Like, I don't want to ask, like, are things going to get back to normal? But you guys always have different events and functions going on. Have you looked at different ways to do sort of some of the benchmark United Way? Like what would normally be happening in June and July? Of course, 4th of July is kind of shifted. There'd be like Kids First Fun, pancake breakfast. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of different things that you guys do in the next 3 months. Has it all been scrapped, or we?
So we have a meeting this afternoon on how
Okay.
we're going to do our campaign this year.
Perfect.
We know that we need to ramp up our campaign, and we know that we need to let folks know that we're still here, we're still working, and we are here for all of our nonprofits that are working for us. But we don't know how we're going to do that. We know
Sure.
that we can't have 350 people all come together and do a kickoff. We know that we can't do Day of Caring the way we've used to.
Sure.
But we're looking at other ideas where maybe we don't have the lunch where everyone meets together. We do smaller groups, and we still get projects done in our community. The thing that with our Day of Caring is that we're helping those seniors with yard work, with small projects around their house that helps them. If they're living off just their, Social Security,
Yeah.
that really helps them. And
Yeah.
it makes them feel like, wow, our community cares, my house looks good, So we want to still do that, but we don't know exactly how to do that yet. So
wonder
we're
if-
still meeting and trying to work that out.
And there's a meeting today, which is
Yeah.
exciting, and hopefully there's ways to get smaller groups together, still be able to identify. Because the thing, to your point, like the need is not going to stop.
No.
You're going to have those folks that are 60 plus asking for help, and yes, of course, it's worth mentioning. Because somebody watching might say, "Well, why don't they just call a landscaper?" Well, when you're on a fixed income, there's no just call a landscaper, because if you're choosing having your outside of your house spruced up or eating, right? I mean, you're obviously going to choose to take care of yourself. So yeah, I think for sure a way to be able to do the social distance Day of Caring.
Right.
Because there's so many people that want to help. I mean, right now on Facebook, Tara Riggin says, "Nicole, how can a person help?" And it seems like there's probably current opportunities, but then also hearing that a meeting is going to happen today is exciting to kind of see what happens next. Can you answer Tara's question, though, in the meanwhile, if somebody was wanting to get involved with current efforts, things that United Way has going on, what should they do?
So at any time you can contact me and I will help find you something that you can help us with. So my email is Nicole, Nichole, at United Way Muscatine, or my office number is 563-263-5963. So at any time, give me a call, we can help you. Or we also have our volunteer website, which is volunteermuscatine.org, which has all of the volunteer opportunities for our community that you can find, not just United Way. So that is also good.
All right, so meeting today, looking at campaign for the next year. And again, if you're watching and you want to get involved and give, United Way is a great place to do it because they totally are accountable for their resources, and it would be awesome. Like, if, as I always say, if you're watching the show and you got too much money and you don't know what to do with it, consider giving to the United Way. Have you identified, so is there anything else that is coming up that we need to mention? And then I'll pause on the question I was going to ask.
We still have our hygiene cleaning closet going on. Okay. Sorry, I just had to answer a text. Chris Bohr with Bear is outside my office with hand sanitizer, so I had to let her know.
Chris, I'm sorry. Listen, no. If I have to write a note for Nicole, she's here with me. Chris Bohr has hand sanitizer for you.
Right. So we have this cleaning hygiene closet, which we got an intern, Tori, to help run that. So she's going to be a sophomore in college at UNI, and we're helping her. This is like her own little business that she's running. She's taking the intakes, she's making sure inventory's up. So it's a really fun project for a college student. You get a lot of, and it really helps us. It really helps us that she's helping us do that. So we're housing that down to Salvation Army. So we are able to provide hand sanitizer and cleaning products for some of our daycares in our community. Bear has come forward with hand sanitizer, and then the jugs are refillable, so that's awesome. So if you are in need of any items, please just contact either United Way or Salvation Army, and we'll see how we can help you. We have a pickup or delivery program going so that we can help you. So that's
exciting. And Chris, again, Nicole is right here. She's not playing hooky from picking up the hand sanitizer. We're talking about. And that's great to have resources and friends like Chris Bohr at Bear that can help in times of crisis. And there has been so much good help and good stories, and they're just worth sharing because all
of our friends in this community have been so helpful. So the food drive that we had for 2 weeks, all of those food bags that were purchased from Hy-Vee, already sealed, that is what we're delivering on Thursdays as groceries. So that is exciting that we're able to do that. So we're getting groceries out for about 4 weeks with all those groceries.
That's exciting. So the pandemic pantry drive was a success. Is there anything else we need to mention?
I have one more new program starting.
No, go ahead.
You were
please.
all worried that I wasn't going to have anything to do once the meal program's.
No, I didn't. I thought maybe you would take a week off.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
But see, my problem is I don't want to just take a week off and sit at home. I want to go out to Colorado and see my brother and do hiking, and I just don't feel safe traveling right now. So
I know that's what I was off last week and I did DIY projects, so I should have gone to Colorado. Is what you're saying? So what's the new program?
We have started up a new program to work with families that have been identified that have trouble getting to food pantries, that are in desperate need of. They're in desperate need. They're in the poverty situation. There's 45 families. So we have worked with public health and the Muscatine Community School District to identify these families, and they have already been delivering food boxes to them from our mobile food pantry that comes to the school board office every other week. So what we're doing on the opposite weeks is we're working with
Whoa. Maybe we're just testing something.
So we're working with the extension office on our Buy, Eat, Live Healthy website and doing complete meals. So every other week they will get a box of food with 2 complete meals in it. It will help them learn how to cook. It will have some conversation pieces for them to work as a family at the dinner table. So we're really excited about that. So the extension office, public health, Muscatine Community School District, AIM, United Way, and Salvation Army are all involved in this. Salvation Army, Lieutenant Greg's going to be my driver and drive his big red van around to help me deliver
cool.
them. So yeah,
but
we're
45
really excited about
families.
that.
That's a lot.
It is. So I ordered the groceries today because we're going to deliver it tomorrow. I'm like, I'm just doing it online, and I'm not going to go to Hy-Vee and buy all this stuff. And then I submit and put my credit card and everything on there, and I get a call from Hy-Vee going, "Are you sure you want this much?" I'm like, "Yes."
And what's so funny about this is, as you were sitting here, Phil Schlesman sent me a text that said, "Have Nicole talk to Dan, our online manager, when she's done on the show." So they obviously want to make sure that. That's so great.
The exciting thing about this program is that we received funds. Rotary donated $3,000 for this. So their mission right now is to feed kids.
Yeah.
And so Community Foundation has matched that. So that's how we received the funds for this program. So we're really excited about it.
That's awesome. And the good news is the alarms work in here. So they're testing them.
We're not leaving, so hopefully there's not a fire or something somewhere. I mean, I don't see any smoke.
It's good to know that they work. So that's good news. That's never happened before. We've done this show for a long time, but that's okay.
Never say never. I mean, this is the year for that.
I was going to say, maybe this is the year that I win the lottery then. Like, I haven't won the lottery before, so maybe this is the year.
Do you play, though?
Not enough.
Okay, so there you go.
I mean, I would like to just win, and then I could be like, hey, United Way, here's a check for $5 million. And, like, just, you know what I mean? Because that's what you do if you win, like, $300 million. You write those big checks, and then organizations like Nicole's are just, like, good to go. All right, 45 families, that's a staggering amount, and the fact that they didn't have transportation, that's what I keep coming back to. Is so we identified 45 families in our community that were running out of food and supplies and then had no way to get to the places with those resources.
Yeah.
So we're bringing it to them, which is wonderful. United Way of Muscatine commenting says to Tara, "You're welcome. Email might be best." So yeah, definitely shoot Nicole an email if you're interested. That's fantastic. UnitedWayofMuscatine.org on social media and not stopping, except for one day on Memorial Day. But y'all have been there since everything kind of started to
we just want to thank all the volunteers that have helped us. I mean, without the volunteers, we run 13 routes a day, and we have about 2 volunteers per route. We have volunteers cooking the food. We have volunteers packing the food bags. So thank you for that.
It's awesome. And thank you for what you've done.
Thanks.
It's definitely, has it gone by quick or has it been slow?
No, it's gone by quick. I have no idea. Every day I'm like, what day is it?
Right. It's June
But that's
3rd.
what we do. I mean, that's why we work in this nonprofits, is to step up when there is a need. So,
and that's a good point. Even though none of us have certainly lived or worked or navigated through a pandemic, that's you're prepared. Right, as much as you can be, and then when you have to come together quickly and make decisions, that's where it's like, oh, everybody already knows each other and gets along, and now we can just kind of do this move, and then we're helping people. And I know that it was way more complicated than that, but that's the benefit of having good relationships and everybody understanding that we're all in this together to help people.
We've been building relationships for like an emergency disaster, as like a storm. I really never thought we would be doing this because of the pandemic. I really had no idea.
And yeah, I mean, you guys definitely have been there for a couple tornadoes in the last 13 years, right? 2007 was the big one, and then a couple of years ago. But yeah, this is
floods.
And floods. But this is more prolonged. I mean, we're coming up on almost 90 days, right? So keep up the good work. I hope you get to go to Colorado at some point. To just to unwind, right? To turn your phone off. Like I really tried last week when I was off. I tried to I was like, I'm not gonna respond to stuff online. I'm not gonna be there. And then I was fighting with a sink. So don't fight with the sink is my advice. Faucet. Yeah, it was not fun. All right, thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
And go see Dan before you leave
about
that order. Phil sent me that text. That's great. All right, let's go. CBI Bank and Trust ILCAM, and we'll get Nicole on her way. UnitedWayofMuscatine.org for more. Get involved and help make a difference in our community. The need is still there, and there are so many ways that the United Way can connect you and point you in the right direction. Also, that Volunteer Muscatine website is a fantastic resource. Okay, so there you go. Live shot inside the store. Thanks to CBI Bank and Trust. You can see the CBI Superbank, which is located here in the store, in the background of that shot. And Chris Anderson always does a good job finding things for us to do on this show and for things to talk about. So I think I'm going to go with, I don't know where to start. I kind of want to mention this cool plant, right? So this is a lot of fun. I'll get to the Toyota Muscatine what's in the box in a second, but look at this. So this is a green plant from the floral shop. And if we zoom in on this right here, you'll see that it has a nice message. So check this out, what this says. We're going to come in on that. Did you know houseplants help your mental health? Caring for this living plant can help lower anxiety, improve attention, and assist in coping with depression and stress. So something like this is $20. Take it home, give it a little bit of water. Maybe you talk to it. Maybe you don't. And that's awesome. Looks good, right? There's a lot to this, too, by the way. There's a lot going on. And then this guy right here has a flamingo in it. So there's a flamingo right here. Look at that. Not really exactly sure. Does this have like an official name? Clancho? I still can't pronounce it right. But there you go. Look at that. It's got flamingos on it. So the floral shop, fantastic ideas to brighten someone's day. They're doing the contactless deliveries, so please keep that in mind. And shout out to my friend Alma. Alma is watching on Facebook, and I owe you a reply, Alma, and I will do that for you. I will get back to you, talking about some, I believe it's some after or post-prom stuff. So, Alma, I'll get in touch with you, I promise. All right. Toyota Muscatine, what's in the box? Of course I forget to have our guests do it, which is a lot more entertaining, even though it's literally sitting right here next to me. So I will take one for the team here, close my eyes, and inside the Toyota Muscatine, what's in the box? Oh, man, I don't know what this is. Okay. It feels like it's certainly a package of something. Is it socks? Am I close, Chris? No, I'm not close. Okay. A little different today. All right. Is it a kid's toy? No. Wow, I have no idea. It's packaged. I can feel where you open it. I got nothing. Is it like a poncho for the rain? No, but close. What is this? That's an American flag. It's an American flag. Awesome. You are so good at finding stuff in the store that I didn't know what we have. Look at that. I would never have guessed that. Never. I can feel that it's a package, but all right. Toyota Muscatine, what's in the box? A little bit of good old USA right there and an American flag. That's fantastic. Check that out. Right? That's good. And I'm going to use the Toyota Muscatine what's in the box prop to show you a shoe. And if you're thinking, Tony, Hy-Vee sells shoes, the answer is yes. And just yesterday, Brent Coolers here at the store put together this awesome display. So this is a Mark Nason pair of shoes, and they are 50% off. So there's a display right near CBI, and it's got shoes for men and women, and you're going to see a price on there, right? So that's $79.99, and I'm not good at math, but 50% off of that would take it down to $40. And here's the other exciting thing. If you spend $40 on any of the DSW footwear, you get a free umbrella. How about that timing for a day where it's raining as we're doing the show? You spend $40 and you get a free umbrella. So this is pretty cool. And it's like we were kind of fascinated. These shoes come in like bags. So when we were looking at it before we started the show, like I don't know if I've ever bought a shoe that has, and it's like got two little compartments. So this is kind of fancy schmancy, right? And, put it in a little bag. And if you need a pair of shoes, because, most places that sell shoes, maybe they're open or not, Hy-Vee's got you taken care of right near CBI. And these don't even have laces. You just kind of, you do that move. And if it were my size, not that I want to try them on the show. That'd be kind of awkward. But you can try them on. There is a bench over there. And it's, a lot of sandals, women's shoes, stuff for the guys, and then stuff for kids. So check that out right near the bank. There's a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I was pleasantly surprised. Let's just say there's 3,000 shoes. Let's just throw out a random number and say it's 3,000. So 50% off while supplies last. Definitely want you to check that out because that is an awesome deal. Tara says the shoe display is awesome. Lily is obsessed with the pair that she got. Wow. So Tara already got her daughter Lily a pair of shoes. That's super cool. Yeah, I was impressed with some of the designer stuff they have. There's like a Fergalicious line by Fergie, the singer. So if that's your thing, you got to come and check it out because it's 50% off while supplies last. So definitely want you to check that out. All right. I want to talk about a couple of things and then we'll get out of here. So Discover Muscatine newspaper on the back page. You know, this will be in the mailbox. You flip it over. You can see the Dollar Days sale right here. Mix and match. 10 for 10. So I had somebody ask me the other day if I didn't want to get, it was the bakery fresh bread. They said if I don't want to get 10 of them, if I wanted to get like 2 of them, are they still $1 each? And the answer is yes. Now I feel like 10 loaves of bakery fresh bread is a great idea because it's an awesome deal. But yeah, so 10 for 10 or $1 a piece, and it's absolutely fantastic. So check that out. It's on the screen right there. It's on social media. And it's on the back page of the Discover Muscatine newspaper. And yeah, and at the bottom of that, there's a coupon for some candy. So we should show you that too, right? Standard size candy, 10 for $5. 10 for $5 is awesome, right? So that's like the candy at the register. We would call it register candy. So check that out and come and see us before it's too late. Those deals are good on that ad through Sunday. Okay, in the kitchen with Chef Scott, he's cooking this week and every week. This guy has a menu from Wednesday to Saturday, and it starts today and every Wednesday because it's Wellness Wednesday, and shame on me for not remembering that until this moment. Wellness Wednesday, 10% off everything in the health market and health and beauty care products. So to tie in with that, Chef Scott doing more of like a healthy lunch on Wednesdays, and today it's like a shrimp taco, if I'm not mistaken, and it's going to be good because Chef Scott is making it, right? So here's the menu for lunch today: shrimp taco with Baja marinated shrimp, cilantro, honey lime crema served with fresh salsa and black bean jicama slaw. Some of these words are hard to say, y'all. Okay. Thursday for lunch, tomorrow, 4-cheese grilled cheese. Tomorrow is National Cheese Day, so you can see the tie-in there. 4-cheese grilled cheese served on bakery fresh sourdough bread featuring 4 different cheeses: Gruyere, Parmesan, yellow and white Hennings cheese, which is from Wisconsin, and Chef Scott seasoned fries. And then on Friday for dinner, strongly recommend maybe you come to have the Chef Scott short ribs, and then you go see Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Bueller, fry. Chef Scott famous short ribs, fork tender braised short ribs with mashed potatoes, $15.99. Best entree in Muscatine, period. I'd put it up against anything. That guy has it going on. And then Saturday, Copper River Salmon. So Saturdays are kind of going to be like a seafood spotlight. Copper River Salmon, or salmon if you'll have it. No, it's salmon. Fresh from the seafood department, served with salsa verde. $20. Again, high-end, good prices. Chef Scott getting after it. Stephanie on Facebook says the bag is nice if you travel a lot. I think she's talking about the shoe bag. Is it? Yeah, it's kind of, we almost thought it could be a pair of shorts. I mean, if you put holes in the bottom, then you've got emergency shorts, or maybe it's a hat, but it also houses these nice shoes. Tara says it's her birthday week and they were sparkly. Well, it's Lily's birthday? That's wild. Well, happy early birthday to you, Lily. Hope you have a good one. And Emma on Facebook says, good morning. So hi, Emma. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you being out there. Okay, so what else can I tell you? So Hy-Vee aisles online, same day groceries. Are you watching right now and you're looking at the rain and you're thinking, holy moly, it's raining. I don't want to leave the house. Can I just order my groceries online and pick them up at Hy-Vee? Yes is the answer. And I'm pulling up my aisles online app on my iPhone right now, because I always kind of have like a test order ready to go. And I'm going to show you the proof is in the pudding, right? So I've got my phone here. I'm going to pick up, selecting the store. And right here, you're going to see that if I put my order in by 10 a.m., I could pick up at noon. So I don't know if we can zoom in on that. Sherry. And then it's going to take you to kind of review things. You got to put in, what kind of vehicle you're driving. So, if I can do this, I'd go, I got a blue van. My phone number is down there. I should cover up my phone number. There you go. I got a blue van, right? And our pickup system here is fantastic. Pull into the lot, check in, you'll park, and less than 5 minutes, and you are on the way. So that just shows you right there, you've got time to pick up same day, starting today, starting this afternoon. Right here with Aisles Online. Could not be easier. So download the app or go to Hy-Vee.com/grocery. So there it is. Let me do this. I'm gonna open the app for you so you can see what it looks like when it opens up. Here you go. There it is. Boom. Right there. There's the Aisles Online app on your phone. Right? Phone, tablet, or on the computer, Hy-Vee.com/grocery. And then you just start shopping. You can see what I have on my fuel saver, 35 cents. Pretty excited about that. You can see what's on sale. It's Wednesday, so we got a new ad out, right? It's really easy to shop. I mean, even down to like the category. You can also see that I need a new pop socket. So if anybody's out there that's got a pop socket, I feel like, our sponsors should get in the pop socket business, and I can put one on my phone. So there you go. There's the free app. Aisles Online. Looks good. My fingernails don't look good, but I never claimed that they did, right? Okay, I'm just pulling up Facebook again so I don't miss any comments as we're doing the show. And we're going to wrap up here in just a second. Stephanie says you can pack extra pairs of shoes and not get ickies on your clothes. Stephanie, you are like the smartest person ever. So Stephanie's saying if you buy a pair of shoes that have a bag, then when you travel, you put the other shoes in the bag, and then you put it in you can see that I haven't done this before, so it's going to take me forever, apparently, to put a shoe in a bag. Get in there. There, look at that. And then you put this in the suitcase, and then you don't have to worry about any, as Stephanie put it, any ickies getting on your clothes. Good for you, Stephanie. That's smart. Now I'm going to have to buy those. If they fit, because they're 50% off. That's a designer shoe for 50% off. All right. I need to mention that today, so the 3rd of June, is National Egg Day. And our very own Chris Anderson has volunteered to try and catch an egg right on the show. He said he wants me. I'm kidding. I'm not going to throw an egg at him because I don't want to have to buy eggs. But it is National Egg Day, and I love eggs. I'm definitely a fan. I know how to make a pretty good omelet. I don't want to brag. But I could also just leave it up to the experts here at the Market Grill Express. We're open. Best breakfast in town for sure. But here's some eggs right here. I'm not going to touch them, right? I'm just showing you. They look good. None of them have hatched, which is a bad dad joke, right? But yeah, so whether it's like an omelet or over easy or over hard, whatever you think. Scrambled eggs. There you go. Great selection of eggs in the dairy department. Look at that. National Egg Day. I'm trying to be super careful, right? I'm really trying to be very careful with these eggs. So I'm going to close them right now so I don't have to. Oh, my gosh. Are they safe? They're safe. Okay. I'm going to put them over here. Don't want to risk scrambling any eggs. Today is also Chocolate Macaroon Day. I don't know if we have any of those. We probably could make some if you like them. Here's the thing. If there's something that you need, the answer here at Hy-Vee is always yes. And if anything, it's yes and. What else can I get you, right? It's also National Repeat Day. It's also National Repeat Day. It's also National Repeat Day. See what I did there? I said the same thing 3 times. So if you have kids, every day is National Repeat Day because they ask you the same questions over and over and over. Sorry, I fell asleep. What was that? Yes, you still can't buy something. You just got something. Boy, that is like a parent's thing, right? Repeat Day. They're like, Tony, you didn't have to say that. Right? Like, I know. Every day is National Repeat Day. And it's also National Running Day. So I will not be celebrating National Running Day. I do not run. I don't mind like an elliptical. Muscatine Community Y is open. I'm a fan of the elliptical. Are these running shoes? These Mark Nasons, are they running shoes? I'm sure they could be. They're very stylish. You could run in them. Why not? So maybe you are a runner. If you are a runner, that's fantastic. Good for you. Maybe I should run. I just always have felt like I've done better on an elliptical, but that's just me. But here you go. This is most certainly a running shoe. You could run or walk, or you could wear these and lay on your couch while eating eggs to kind of tie it all together. Lieutenant Greg Bach watching on Facebook. Hello, sir. All right. I think I feel good about, I think I've mentioned everything that I want to. So tomorrow is National Cheese Day, and I hope you'll celebrate that. Of course, we've got a great selection of cheese, to say the least, in the deli by the Cheese Island. I mean, there's over 100+ different kinds of cheese. It's fantastic. And I believe the cheese of the month is Hennings from Wisconsin, which does a fantastic job, and we're happy to have them in the store. And then Friday is National Donut Day. Oh, my goodness. National Donut Day. Again, every day can be National Donut Day if you want it to. But this Friday is the official National Donut Day. All right, we're going to get out of here. I want to thank our guests for being here today. We talked to Travis Gadel with the Palms 10 Movie Theater, open for business. The Palms 10 Movie Theater wants me to tell you that starting this Friday, June 5th, they're bringing classics back to the big screen like Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and The Goonies, and The Jerk. If you're just tuning in, you didn't wake up in 1986. This is true. You can see those classic movies on the big screen. Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark on the XL screen, right? Ferris Bueller's Day Off, such a great movie. The Jerk with Steve Martin is a classic, and The Goonies. Everybody should see The Goonies because it's just that good. So that starts this Friday, and I thank Travis for being here. And, of course, our good friend Nicole Sorgenfry with the United Way of Muscatine was here. Shout out to Nicole, and a thank you to Nicole and everybody connected to the United Way for their efforts during this pandemic. They've done such a great job, really good at navigating and connecting people and resources, and they're great, and Nicole is very worthy of being on this show, and I thank her for taking the time to be here. Okay, Lieutenant Greg Bach says, save me some Sperry's. Those would be another type of shoe that we have, and it's 50% off. DSW at Hy-Vee, right near the bank. Selection for women, men's, and kids. So please check that out. And don't forget, on a day where it's raining, if you spend $40, a free umbrella, Brent Coolers tells me. So these are $79.99. Just kidding. They're 50% off. So they're $40, and you get a free umbrella, and they're cool looking, and you could run in them or lay down in them. Whatever you want to do, and then you get the awesome shoe bag. That is great. All right, thank you for watching the show. We'll be here tomorrow live at 8:30, and then back with you on Friday. So 2 more days left this week with the Hy-Vee Today show. Definitely want you to come into the store today, have lunch with Chef Scott, getting you taken care of, and we'll talk more about what he's working on. We'll probably have Chef Scott on the show tomorrow as well. So thanks for checking us out. Thanks to CBI Bank and Trust, Toyota of Muscatine, and Lutheran Living Senior Campus. And a big thanks to everybody that's been watching us live on Facebook right now. As I always say, listen, if you're watching and you think of someone or an organization or an individual that we should talk to on this show, email me, hyveetoday@gmail.com, hyveetoday@gmail.com. Reach out to the store on Facebook. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I'm very easy to get a hold of. Would love to have those people on the show. And Alex Armstrong on Facebook says, The Jerk, I'm in. Steve Martin, The Jerk, at the movie theater this weekend. That's super cool. All right, take care, everybody. We'll see you soon. That's all for now. Bye.
You're watching Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone.
Be very, very quiet while hunting wabbits.
We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community.
I'm trying to emote for the play that the alumni are putting on in Wilton this Friday, Saturday.
Questions, comments, know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone on Facebook or via email, hyveetoday@gmail.com.